Guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport, just over here at Jose's shop. Got my trailer dropped over there, and I'm waiting for a compressor. So, I figured I had a little time. My brother Josh, hey buddy, how you doing? He had a really good idea about blocking off the compressor to diagnose whether it's a compressor problem or if it's a fuel-related problem. So they didn't have time yesterday. And I'm not really going to, it's a great idea. I don't think I'm going to bother him with that. So, if you look at all that oil down there. So up here, there's a seal, I think, right here, that would separate. So you have, when I told you about the fuel, like your compressor being the heart of your truck, like a human being's heart, it basically is, because you got your fuel. Your fuel doesn't run through it, but well, at least on the Detroit 60 series, your compressor operates your fuel pump. And if you're getting if you have a weak or a problematic compressor, your fuel is going to be affected, I would imagine. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, I don't pretend to be one, but you have your oil and your coolant that go through this. So, and it's a gear-driven motor. I don't know. I'm sure the oil comes because your gear case obviously has oil in it, so it must go in through the front of the compressor, which lubricates the compressor. But if you look at, and I just painted this block. I'm getting a call. I just painted this block, and you can see up top there's a little bit of leaking up there, but I don't think it's a leaky gasket. I think what it is that the oil is getting, and I talked to my guy Tom over at Freightliner. He asked the tech, and they said, yeah, that's very, very possible. That the oil is getting so thinned down, and those gaskets, or I don't know, but you can see there's very little coming off from up there, but look at how much is on the bottom there. Holy shit. That's a lot. And that was all clean. I power washed this whole motor. So, obviously, you can see there's also something on the front of the compressor right there, some sort of residue. So this compressor, I believe, is very unhealthy. I'm sticking with that theory, because none of this was here. None of that was there. All that was all 100% clean and painted. So I don't know about 100% painted, but I know it was 100% clean when I power washed this motor. So what I'm going to do is, I got a little bucket. I'm going to drop my diesel just to see if there's coolant in there, because my coolant has gone down since I left the house, and I think it's right about here, just above the cold minimum. So I'm still in my safe range here. But also, I checked my oil a few times, and it looks like it's thinning down. So I don't, like I said, why would all that oil residue be right there if there wasn't something happening? Because it's not coming from up top. Those couple little itty-bitty streams there, that would not cause that. That's pretty major. Plus, I'm also having weak air pressure. So, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead, because I got there. So here's the thing. If you need a Detroit 60 series compressor, excuse me, right now, this is, okay, a little bit of story. I know I jump around a lot in my videos, but I'm right across the street from the Loves over in Barstow, California. Beautiful day. So it just sucks, man, because of fucking Jesus, man. I mean, that whole entire valve cover was painted. I had to take the damn thing apart, and I don't know, I'm still booty sore about it. But so I was talking to my brother Josh on issues with the truck. So when I left the house last Saturday, late morning, started up, I took it under, when I got it all put back together, I put it under a load, and I took it for about an hour test drive under with the load I had on the trailer. And she was smoking a little bit, whatever, but ran a lot better than she did when I was in Minnesota. So when I got to the house, or when I got to the shop on Saturday late morning, I started up, there was no smoke. I mean, just like old truck, like startup smoke. I mean, every old truck has some sort of little smoke coming out of it, and that's pretty much what it was. So then I boogied from the shop to west of North Platte, Nebraska. Shut down at a rest area, got a couple hours sleep. Yeah, I was running illegal. So I started up and she was blowing smoke. But it cleared up like within like 15 or 20, not even like 10, 15 seconds. Well, I was like, all right, well, she ran. She's got a lot of power still, but she's still burping and stuttering or whatever. She's not running at her full potential, that's for sure. Well, then, and we name all of our trucks. This one's Liza. So, Liza, she was named Liza because we bought her from California, and she's a fucking drama queen. So then I went from Nebraska to Nephi, Utah, shut down there. And I nosed into a parking lot because when I started up at 4:30 in the morning, I didn't want to smoke anybody out. Well, I started it up and it was very little smoke. I'm like, huh. And it was warmer. It was probably in the upper 50s, lower 60s or whatever. That was so Sunday. That was Monday night. Well, then Tuesday, I left. And then Tuesday, I ended up in west of Barstow. No, I'm sorry, north of Barstow, like 90 miles. And it was pretty cold. It was probably in the mid to upper 40s. And I started up and she was smoking. But the smoke cleared up in like, again, 20 seconds. Not even, and Josh had asked me if it went away within 30 seconds, and it did. Well then, so I deliver Tuesday to Corona, California, and then I run empty from Corona up here to Barstow, and she runs great, whatever. She's still smoking or whatever. Well then, so today is Thursday. So then yesterday morning I started it up, no smoke. None. I mean, old truck startup smoke, that's about it. Again, this morning, now it's running fine. Check that fuel filter, brother. And guy asked me at a pickup truck if they would take a look at the injectors on his truck, and I told him to check his fuel filter. So anyways, it's a pickup truck, not a diesel truck. So I started up this morning, no smoke. And I'm like, and Josh called it a ghost. Like, what the hell's going on with this thing, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys. So I went on a dep tape. I've already said this in the previous video. If you're getting blow by, which I am, yeah, see, man, that shit went all the way down to the bottom there on the fucking oil, on the what the hell word am I looking for? The oil pan. Anyways, yeah, that's bad. That's really, really bad. So anyways, blow by can happen from, you're going to need an in-frame, which I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm praying that's not the case. Or two, it could be your turbo. Well, the turbo on this truck is brand new. And then the guy said, or also, however, very, very rare, but that's Kurt Sabella's world. Anything that's rare is going to happen in my world, or that could never happen. Well, yeah, in Kurt Sabella's world, it happens all the time. It could be your compressor. And I already went through the whole story why I think it was a compressor with Gregory Horsfall, so on and so on. Compressor almost falling off the truck, so on and so on. So, anyways, I'm really thinking it's the compressor. Well, if you have a Detroit 60 series, and actually if you have a DD15, my guy JR over at REI Parts in Bridgeview, Illinois, if you guys need parts, call him. But anyways, he mailed me out a compressor, and thank God he did, because yesterday, Wednesday, like I said, I got up here Tuesday, like around noonish, somewhere in there, and I figured, well, let me go ahead and call on compressor. So then I didn't do it till yesterday, and because JR and them, they sent out the compressor yesterday, which I thought it was going to be Tuesday, and it didn't happen. So anyways, so I was like, well, let me just call before you guys send it out, JR, because I want to see, it doesn't make financial sense. I've already lost like $100,000 on this thing with being down the whole entire summer for over 4 months. So anyways, so I call the TA across the street here in Barstow, no compressor. They can't get one. I call a parts place, a Freightliner parts place. that do local, like Hesperia, California, Fontana. He said the closest one was in Vegas. And then he said, oh, hold on. He said, nope. He said, they're 2 weeks out on that compressor. Now, Jose, my mechanic here, said that they were a lot more expensive here, plus the California tax. Plus, he said, you're probably not going to be able to get a compressor here. Well, he was right. So the guy from a big parts place, Freightliner, said they're 2 weeks out minimum. Just on that one, they're on 2-week back order. So thank God I'm getting a compressor from REI, because I wouldn't get one here for 2 weeks. I'd probably have to just deadhead to the shop. I wouldn't put a load on this thing because I don't want to break down with it. But this compressor looks like it's on its last leg. Like I said, all that leaking down there. So anyways, I don't know. I'm just thinking, I don't know. It's got to be the compressor. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. I've said it like this. So this is the problem. I was telling my brother Josh. I said, I'll be blessed. I'll be happy if it is the compressor, but also I'll be upset because was the compressor the whole reason all this started happening to begin with? But that's why I'm gonna check the diesel right now. I'm gonna drop the fuel. I'm gonna put you guys on pause, because if there isn't fuel in there, like I said before, when I got back from Portage, there wasn't fuel in there. But now that I'm leaking coolant, I want to see if it's going back into, or not leaking, I'm losing coolant, and it's got to be going into the motor because I don't have a coolant leak anywhere. I'm hoping that it's going into the oil through the compressor, because that is possible. That's why that seal, I think that's why all that stuff's on there, because the seal failed. And that's why it's on the backside, because the seal failed. And it's mixing oil and coolant. So let me put you guys on pause. I'm gonna drop this. I haven't seen this yet, so wish me luck. All right, guys, there's the fuel. Looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and dump it back in there. I don't have a funnel, so I'm gonna have to use both hands. So I'm gonna put you back on pause. I'm gonna pour it in there because actually, you know what? I'm gonna put you guys on pause. I'm gonna see if they have a clear, like a water jug or something, so I can dump it in the water jug. Hold on. Okay, guys. So I made my own funnel. It's on the other side. I don't want these water bottles, but I'm still gonna dump the rest of this once I clear these. But I have no coolant in the fuel, which, whew, I'm so fucking relieved. Oh, excuse my French. Yeah, I got a horrible mouth. Except my wife likes it though. Hi, baby girl, I love you. I'm gonna put you guys on pause. Okay, guys, I'm a liar. No, I did have a little bit of coolant in there. Very little. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if that's significant or not, but that might be still left over from when with the whole Jesus debacle, because it will never pump through the system because it's sitting in the bottom of the reservoir. So is it still leftover residue, or the residual from Jesus' screw up? That's my theory on it. I'm not worried about it, to be honest. I'm really not. So I'm gonna put you guys back on pause. All right, I just took a plastic spoon. It was like a quarter of a teaspoon, so I don't think that's major at all. Like I said, I think it's residual. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my oil. I'm going to show you guys, because I've noticed my oil's been thinning out, and I think that's where the coolant's going. And the only way that the coolant could be going, I mean, from what I've read on forums and from what I've watched on YouTube and the mechanics I've talked to, the only way the coolant, well, especially by the compressor theory, that's the only way the coolant could be getting into the oil is through the compressor, because the seal failed. So I mean that's not the only way it could get in there, but I'm gonna pull my dipstick and I'm gonna show you guys on my finger. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. All right, guys, so that's my dip. It's not crazy thin. I mean, it's just, I mean, if it's thin, it's gonna run down there like water. I'm gonna put you back on pause. And I'm gonna see on my finger. All right. It smells like oil. I don't know. It smells. Nah, it's so hard. I mean, if you don't I mean, it doesn't smell like it's straight oil. I'm really thinking that coolant's getting into the oil. So I hope that's not an in-frame thing. Like I said, if you see the compressor on this thing, I truly believe it's a compressor. But it's the cheapest way to go. I mean, I don't think that all this was caused from the compressor with the head and everything, because obviously I was getting a huge amount of coolant in my diesel. So it definitely was the injector cups, the O-ring, the seals, and or the injectors. But my guess it was probably the cups and the injectors. So I'm more relieved now, because I didn't see, like I said, not even a quarter of a teaspoon. I mean, it was probably maybe a fifth of a teaspoon. So, and like I said, I think it was just leftover from the Jesus debacle with the broken injector and stuff like that. So anyways, we're going to see it. This is the best. I mean, this is a process of elimination. If you're getting blow-by like I am, and it's not a shit ton of blow-by, it's, it's not crazy. But now when I talked to my guy Tom at Freightliner, and he talked to the tech saying that your oil's being thinned down, he's like, what's happening possibly is it's coming through that overhead where your rocker arms and shit like that are underneath your valve cover. And when it's basically going, it's seeping into the cylinder and it's being pushed out of the exhaust. That was my question to them, and they kind of confirmed it by saying, yeah, it's very, very possible. But on a semi, anything's possible, man. Are you shitting me? Literally anything on a frickin' semi is possible. So anyways, so now go ahead and put this cap back on, and I'm gonna wait for the sun. I bought some stuff for my crack in my windshield. I'm probably just gonna make it worse, but once the sun gets up, because it says that it has to be direct UVs on the windshield when you repair it. But anyway, so I am gonna end the video with the look on the. Oh, there goes my makeshift funnel. I'm getting a serious problem there. I truly believe the seal failed, and that's why that's happening. So I know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna put money on it that it's a seal. So anyways, if you have blow-by, like I said, I hope it's not an in-frame, but they say if you get a decent amount of blow-by, and you know what, let me put you on pause. I'm gonna start the truck, and I'm gonna let you see my blow-by. It's not crazy. All right, guys, even with me, I just started the truck, and with that system being empty, there's no smoke. I just literally cranked it. You could see, there's no smoke back there. And my blow-by tube is right behind my air dryer right there. So underneath the air dryer is where you would see major blow-by. So I'm gonna see if I can prop my camera onto my I'll have to look back at the video to see on the blow-by, but I can't see underneath the truck when I'm doing it, but I didn't see any puffing underneath there. So I don't think there's really that much blow-by at all, to be honest. When you've done it like that, or if it's under a load like that, you should be able to see quite a bit of blow-by coming out, I would imagine. I'm not a mechanic, like I said, but anyways, I truly believe it's the compressor. So if that is the case, your best bet, let me shut this truck off. I truly believe, I could just by doing that, I didn't see any like smoke lingering underneath the truck when I just gunned it to put it under load. So I don't know. I'm truly believing my theory is I'm staying with the compressor, man. So anyways, and then by that, not having any coolant in it, basically verified, like, hey, listen, the head, the injector cups, everything needed to be, well, I don't know about the head, but the injector cups and the injectors definitely need to be done on that. So, but if, like I said, if you haven't blow by issues, say you're going to need an in frame, which I'm still not out of the water yet because I haven't gotten the word yet till I get the compressor. So I'm probably going to be hemmed up here in Barstow, I'm sure, for JR said they're going to try to put it on a 3-day delivery, and that was yesterday afternoon. But yesterday afternoon was Wednesday, so I'm not going to get this thing until probably Monday. I mean, I'm a realist at the end of the day. But I will show you my cool TV mount. I don't know. I bought one of those. Actually, I'm going to do a video on it. I'm not even going to explain it now. It's not pertinent to the video. But anyway, so that's my theory. That's what I'm sticking with. When the injector or when the compressor goes in on this thing, and if I were at my, this couldn't happen at the shop, right? I mean, because that compressor wasn't like that when I was at the shop. Of course, the shit has to happen on the road. I could literally just drive to Bridgeview, put the damn compressor in myself, and save, the whatever. But now, because now I got to have them drop the coolant, drop the oil. I got to have a complete coolant flush and a complete oil dump because it's mixed. So you can't run off with that. So anyways, so now instead of doing, and Jose always takes very good care of me. I mean, if I'm going to get work done at a shop, I'd prefer it be Jay's Truck and Repair in Barstow, California, than anywhere else because the guy's amazing and he treats you well. So I'm just, it couldn't happen at the shop, right? I mean, shit, this probably with the compressor install, which they'll have it done probably in 2 hours or quick here. So, but anyways, I'm going to do a final video on it. Keep you guys posted. I'm going to do a video on the crack in the windshield, even though I think it's going to make it worse, but I'm going to try it. And I got nothing but time. Figure the rest of today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm probably not going to get out of here till Tuesday. So I got to do something or I'm going to go nuts. So anyways, I just wanted to keep you guys posted. And thanks again for the texts and the comments and everything, wishing me well and saying sorry, brother, whatever. But anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.